This is Hawks Live. I'm Michael Bumpus with Paul Moyer every Thursday at 7 o'clock. We're right here in Seattle Sports 710. And now we are joined by rookie Michael Jerrell. Michael, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How y'all doing today?
Thanks for joining us on a Thursday, man. I love when me and Paul love football. Like, as soon as the Hawks games are over, we're watching film, we're texting each other. And before the game, we were saying, all right, let's see what this young man from Findlay does. And then after the game, we're like, did you see what this young man from Findlay did? How was your first, real reps out there in the NFL, consistently at least?
I would say, man, the feeling I had going into it, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I had to depend on my vets and then just some of the other guys in the room. And they, and I had the whole offense and the whole team behind me. Even, everybody was excited for me. But when I got out there, the first play, I was like, just run off the ball and, be physical. And then after that, I was like, okay, it ain't as bad as people make it seem like, man, but, it felt good.
Was it a run play, your first play?
I think it was a run play, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Actually, it was play action pass.
Play action pass? I mean, somebody told me before the game that you won't remember none of the plays you had. You won't remember, and I don't remember any play. I was just out there just in the zone, trying to make sure I had the right assignments and stuff. But for the most part, I was just trying to make sure I could put some good stuff on tape. I didn't want to be the reason. I didn't want to let the team down. That was in my mind. Don't let the team down. Don't be the reason. And that's the mindset I went with the game.
Well, you definitely didn't let the team down. And look, at the end of the day, it's just football, right? And you've played a lot of football. I mean, you started all 4 years in college, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not like you haven't played a lot of football. Now, they are bigger. They're faster. They're better. Talk about what your impression was. Okay, wow, these are live bullets. Did you think it was about what you expected? Easier, harder?
I would say, it was. I would say it's easier, but because training camp, when you go through a whole NFL training camp, it's nothing like that. Even those joint practices, those are wars out there every day, and then even the Seahawks practice that we had over the summer, wars, and then going into the game. It just felt I don't know, it just felt easy, felt lax, felt obviously the tension's there because it's a game, money's on the line, playoff positions on the line, all that's on the line, so it's more intense, but practices in the summer were definitely harder.
Man, you have a great story. I was talking to Paul and Nass over dinner, and we were saying that, because of social media and just the access people have to you guys, it's not surprising that a young man from a D2 makes it to the NFL, man. When did you realize that this was a real thing? Because I'm sure going into school, this was your ultimate goal, but when did it become real? Okay, I could really make this, my life in the future?
I would say, when I had got my first start, in the full season, not after the pandemic, but in the full season going to my, I think that was my fourth year. And I had my first full season starting. The first game we played against the number one team at D2, and they had guys that were NFL prospects. They had a guy, Caleb Murphy. Yep. And I had a good game against him. It didn't get a. I think he may have had one pressure, no sacks, and out of the whole entire time I played him the 2 games. And I was like, okay, if he's an NFL prospect, I can play at the next level. And then just seeing guys that I grow up with, and I'm like I remember playing with these dudes. They get NFL attention, I can get that too. So I'm all right, I can do it. Yep. And then once, I put on the weight, started getting stronger, the technique started getting a little bit better, then everything just took off for me.
If you played that game again, what did you learn from it? What would you do different? It could be anything. It could be technique. It could be the bull rush got me. What is it that you learned in that game?
Don't overthink. I learned don't overthink. I think a little bit of myself. I was overthinking it because I'm personally chasing perfection, and you ain't gonna have the perfect rep. You ain't gonna have your hands in the perfect spot. Your feet's not gonna be in the perfect spot. Eyes and everything, and just don't overthink it. It's just football at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, like you said, bigger, faster, stronger, and better football players, but at the end of the day, I'm a grown man, he's a grown man. We put our shoes on the same way. Just go out there and do a job and don't overthink it.
What either Paul always asks this question or I do. We go back and forth because we both played, and one of the things I miss the most is just the chatter that happens on a football field. There is nothing like it. Dudes get borderline crazy out there, and I miss that. What's your approach? Are you the talking type? Or are you the quiet type? How do you approach it?
I'm pretty much quiet until somebody get me riled up for the most part. Like, I don't know, like, you get to saying something that I don't like, then I go, okay, now we got to start talking and exchanging words. But for the most part, I like to stay cool, calm, and not feed too much into it. Like, I'm not going to do, like, when I do get going, I'm not going to do nothing to go get a penalty and stuff. I know when to stop, but just, you know, we make a big play, I'm going to talk a little bit. You know, we get a first down, I'm going to talk a little bit. Or our pancaking, I'm definitely going to talk. So it's like, I got to need some plays, need some excitement to happen, then I'll say something.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a few favorite plays in that game. We were just showing, actually, Steve Rabel made the call. I think it was the first touchdown, K9.
20-yard run.
It was a 40-yard run. You got Christian Haynes was in. You're in. You got the kick out. Christian Haynes looks like he's got the hook. Obviously, K9 takes it the distance. I mean, you know, you guys are the future of that offensive line. Was there a favorite play in that game for you?
I would say that was probably the favorite play. That and then the bomb Gino threw down at the end of the half.
That was special.
Yeah, that was a special play. I like those two plays. And then just getting Ken in the end zone, he's sick and stuff. Like, he was sick going through it. And I'm like, you could see it. That's why when he fell to the ground, he was just like, man, exhausted. But it's always good to get your running back into the end zone. Yeah. I love passing the ball. I love when the receivers get in there. But when the running back gets in the end zone, it's just something special because that shows the true grit of the offensive line and opening up holes and stuff. And that's what we did.
That last play before the half, there's 10 seconds left. There's no timeouts. You guys are on the 31-yard line. You know, I'm going, kick the field goal. Got no timeouts. Defenses aren't going to give you a shot in the end zone. They're going to maybe protect the sidelines a little, but they're in field goal range. What was said in the huddle? I mean, was there anything said by Gino? Because, I mean, he stepped up in the pocket. Once that happens, there's no point of return there, right? I mean, we can't take a sack. What was said in that play? Because it was such a big play in that game.
Nothing.
Nothing?
We just normal day in the office right there. That's just get a call, get a ball to 7, man. He go make a play. Like, he's gonna do something. Give him time. He gonna make a play. And that was our mindset. Just make a play. Get 7 time. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Just call the play. All right, what's the play? All right, let's go get it. Yeah,
that's his mindset going to every play. Cause like we got the receivers, we got all the skills. Just O-line, okay, I got your back, you got my back. Let's give him some time. And he's gonna go make a play. And that's our mindset going on every play.
So you said earlier in our conversation that once you put on weight, you realize, all right, I can do this. So were you a tight end in high school? Did you touch the rock, or have you always had your hand in the dirt?
I played tight end my sophomore year on varsity, and then I got a touchdown.
There you go.
Yeah, so I played that for a year, but I was also like my high school didn't have an actual tight end in the system, just a package, so that allowed me to play JV as well. So I played JV and varsity tight end, JV offensive tackle. And then the next year they tried to move me to defense. I really wasn't feeling defense. That wasn't me. Like I could play it, but it just wasn't me. And then the next year, my senior year, they said, okay, we're gonna make you a full-time offensive tackle. You're gonna get schools, you're gonna get a scholarship, and it just took off from there.
There you go.
You're from Indianapolis, Indiana. That's hoop time, man. That's the national pastime is right there. Every guy we know that played for the Seahawks thinks they're a basketball player. You look like you were a basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah, my high school's known for basketball players. A couple of the Teagues, Jeff Teague, Marcus Teague, R.J. Hunter, Courtney Lee. Those are a few. They were actually all first-round draft picks. It's kind of crazy, all from the same high school.
Man.
It's 4. My high school has 4 first-round draft picks in the NBA.
Dang. How good were you?
I mean, I was all right.
You can tell.
I was all right. I'd say I was more of a defensive player than a post player. Not much of a scorer, but an extra effort guy. Go get the rebound.
Yeah.
Okay, just their best big on the team. Go shut him down. Just doing the little stuff that, people didn't want to do.
So you're from Indiana. The cold don't bother you then, huh?
Nah.
I'm from it, but
Yeah, I'm from it, but I don't like it like that. Like it's cool, but it ain't that bad. Northwest Ohio way colder than Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, spend a winter in Northwest Ohio, man. You probably hate it. I ain't gonna lie, it's terrible.
where is Findlay from where you grew up?
3 hours. It's 3 hours. 3 hours from Indianapolis. 3 hours actually from my house.
I had heard, that, particularly now with all this NIL stuff and opportunities to play, 5th years and 6 years, you could have certainly gone and moved from Division II and played for some Power 5 teams, my guess. But you talked about the loyalty at Findlay. You mind just sharing, why you stayed all 4 years?
Yeah, I stayed all 4 years because I was a part of something like when I got to Findlay was just now building up a program. Like they had just came off their first playoff appearance in NCAA since they've been a Division II school, and there was a year removed from that, coming the next year, and I was being a part of a program that was just starting to build stuff, and I wanted to stay there my entire time. Like I didn't want to. I thought about leaving for sure. I had a conversation with my coach actually. We sat in our office for like 2 hours, just talking about like opportunities and stuff. Like because obviously you got to give it some thought. And at the end of that meeting, I decided on my own like I ain't leaving. Like, I want to stay here. I want to keep building up. Keep showing the guys for the future that you can make it out of here too. You don't need to leave, and hopefully I've set a great example for those guys, and they don't want to leave. They want to stay there and continue to keep playing with their brothers because that's the most important thing about football. You can play with your brothers. Without them, there's no me, and like we complement each other. And I wouldn't trade any of the memories or the good times I've had with them for nothing or no amount of money.
You're a dying breed, brother. Dying breed. That's awesome to hear, man. Awesome to hear. But before we get you out of here, man, just how do you like Seattle? It's different. It's a different place.
Yeah.
You either love it or you hate it. Most people love it.
I think it's cool. Like people be like, it rains. I'm like, man, it don't even rain like that for real. It drizzles. It's like a drizzle. I mean, it's like a drizzle right now. It ain't bad, but it's cool, man. I like it. Like a lot of food though. A lot of food. Like you can go anywhere. You can get some food. People are friendly here. Like people are easy to talk to. You can go up to anybody and talk to them. People have been welcoming. A lot of the fans like I've met, even if I don't even tell them I play football, like they're very welcoming and. I remember I was in an Uber car. I was in an Uber driver car, and I was just talking to him about football. I didn't even tell him I was on a football team. We were just sitting there talking. Like everybody's pretty much, real cool for the most part.
12s are nuts out here.
Yeah. 12s are nuts, man. But it's like a good nuts though. It's like good that it comes from a good heart. Like they want us to succeed. Just like you want anybody. You're a fan of something. You want them to win. You want to see the best product out there.
They do know when to be quiet and they know when to yell. So
yeah.
You guys will be good.
All right, we'll get you out of here. But people are going to assume you play football, Mike. Just going to let you know that right now.
Actually, somebody asked me, do you play basketball? I was like, I was going to tell them I'm Greg Oden for a second.
All right, you guys, give it up one more time for Michael Jerrell, man. We appreciate you taking time. When we come back, Paul Moyer and I will talk that. That is next here on Hawks Live.